Good day, everyone. We're Group 3 and we're going to discuss about the transportation sector. Before we start, let introduce ourselves first. I am John Paul Pinto and my partner Aguinaldo NG, and we're going to report the transportation sector. Let's start. What is transportation? The movement of goods and persons from place to place and the various means by which such movement is accomplished. So that's the definition of what is transportation. So let's move to introduction. Transportation and travel evolution. Transportation and travel have undergone many changes. A review of the history of transportation and travel shows their evolution took 7 eras. These are pre-industrial travel system era, the early industrial travel system era, the mature railway system era, the express travel system era, the automobile-based travel system era, the modern tourism travel system era, and the last one is the post-mobility adjustment era. So, travel, transportation travel undergone many changes by generation. So there are seven eras that we're going to discuss each of how the travel or the transportation shows that their evolution. So um, let's discuss the first one. So this is the pre-industrial travel system era. So this was the period before the widespread industrialization in Europe and North America. It was the it was the before the development of railways into two continents. There are few common carriers, and there were almost no regularly scheduled transportation services. There was little travel. Travelers made their own arrangements and several suppliers. It was the era of the stagecoach and the wayside inn. Only few people had the money and the reason to travel. So in this era, it was railways era into two continents, and there are also few common careers. So what do you mean by few common careers? So few common careers refers to limited availability of transportation service. So limitado ra kayo that are accessible to general public during the pre-industrial era. It has no regularly scheduled transportation service also, and there was little travel. Yes, gamay ra jud kaayo ang pwede maka-travel ani in this era, and only for few people had the money nga maka-travel ra ani. And also kaning stagecoach, if you don't know what this all about, it is a large horse-drawn carriage used historically to transport passengers and mail along establishment routes. So later, atong makita ang unsay picture aning stagecoach. So let's move to the next era. So this is the early industrial travel system era. During the era, road improvements such as railways, canals, and steamship services were brought about due to rapid industrialization and advances in transportation technology. Common carriers came into existence and began to offer regularly scheduled transportation services. Travel increased because more people who have money traveled. So in this era is nag-increase ng iyang pag mga traveler ani because of improvements sa railways, canals, and steamship services brought due to the rapid industrialization. So again, ang railways is mo na katong trade. So matured railway system era. This era was characterized by railways which expanded their operations, hotels, and providing other travel-related services. The railways began to market their service more aggressively. Travel agencies and tour companies were formed. Thomas Cook, an innovator in this field during this era, began his company's activities in the United Kingdom in 1840. More people traveled in this era than in the previous one. So sa matured railway system era, si Thomas Cook played a pivotal role in matured railway system era by pioneering organized travel and making it accessible to a broader audience. So during in this era, matured railway system era, begins operating hotels to cater to travelers, enhancing their overall travel experience by providing convenient lodgings or mga restaurants options at or near railway stations. Like during travel nato is kani si Thomas Cook kay nagkuan siya like nag partnership between another services nga makadawat pod sila kanang ang profit. Like for example anis kanang partnership niya ari ang ilang kuan ilang i-promote ang ilang like for example lodging nga pwede sila dito magstay after nila kuan pag travel. Yan. So let's move to the next era. So this is the express travel system era. During this era, express services increased. Trains and other forms of transportation did not stop at very station or terminal but only at the major ones. This increased the speed of travel and encouraged more travel than before. So, ang kanidiri pod sa express is nag-prioritize sila sa speed by only stopping at major stations. Means that during the express travel system era, transportation services, particularly trains, limited their stop to key location rather than hitting at every city station. So this strategy is significantly reduced travel time as fewer stops allow the train to go fast um, paspas ang ilang journeys between major cities. Consequently, this increased the overall efficiency of travel and encouraged more people to use these services as they could reach their destination more quickly compared to previous system that required longer travel due to numerous stops. So let's move to the next era. It is the automobile based travel system era. So this influence of the privately owned automobile was enhanced in North America and Europe from the 1920s onward. Car ownership boomed in North America. Motorways, interstate highways, and other trunk highways were developed in the latter half of this era, which was from 1920 to 1974. So the automobile was predominant over other travel models from 1920 to 1945. So it is a dramatic increase in car ownership refers to a significant rise in the number of individuals or households that own automobiles, often driven by factors such as economic growth, urbanization, and improved access to credit. So the term predominant it is refers to something that is most powerful like like for example nga sikat nga na influentially or widely accepted within a particular context. In this case of automobile-based travel, we say that the automobile become predominant mode of transport. We mean that cars were most common or favored means of transportation compared to others options such as public transit, walking, or cycling. So, ayon na po ta sa modern tourism travel system era. So, the period from 1945 to 1974 is known as the modern tourism travel system era. Car ownership continued to grow at fast rate, and mainly the expense of long distance rail travel. Mass air travel was another post-World War II occurrence. The introduction of wide-bodied jets in 1970 greatly increased air travel. The mass tourism philosophy and marketing approaches were prevalent during the 1950s and 1960s. So in this era of modern continuously boom ang car ownership and also the air transportation has developed. So, ano na po ta sa post-ability adjustment era. This is the era begun in 1973 to 1974 as a result of the oil embargo generated by Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries or OPEC and the resulting increase in fuel prices. So the events of energy crisis basically changed the travel patterns throughout the world. The present era is one in which travelers continue to look alternate group-oriented modes of transportation. So in 1973, oil embargo significantly impacted the tourism industry by leading to increased oil prices, which in turn raised transportation costs and reduced disposable income for consumers. As travel became more expensive, many potential tourists opt for closer or excuse me or less constantly destinations, leading to decline in international tourism, particularly to oil-dependent regions. So in this adjustment, the oil or the fuel that we're going to use for the transportation is increases, and also the prices of our transportation is also increases. So let's move to the last topic of era. So this is the historical development of transport system. The desire to travel is stimulated with the improvement in transportation before World War One. It took 7 days for travelers to go from coast to coast by steam locomotive. By 1950, travelers could complete the journey in 2.5 days by train. In 1938, an airplane with a speed of 400 miles rather an hour made possible non-stop coast-to-coast flights of less than 8 hours. In 1950, travel time coast to coast was lessened to 4 hours. At present, the Concorde can make a flight into 2.5 hours. So in this historical era, so it shows the improvement of each transportation on travel, like from slow like hinay kaayo pa ang dagan pa sa una until nga murag mas dali na kaayo ang dagan nato ron, like for example ani is katong pag travel nato sa mga lugar, like for example Philippines to United States, so hinay pa kaayo sad, like mag um, magamit patag ship aron makaadto ta, unlike nowadays nga pwede na ta maka-travel through riding the airplane or mga air nga transportation nga maka-less natog oras nga aron makapadali natog abot dito. So diri ta sa table 2 shows the historical development of the transport system. So we have a year in the left side, mode of transport, speed, miles per hour. So the first one is Caramel Caravan, Chariot, first English mail coach, first steam locomotive. So ato ni silang ilhon. Ay makita nato sa ilang image later after ani. So improved steam locomotive in 1890. 1931 land speed record gitawag Bluebird by Sir Malcolm Campbell, and 1933 the land speed record by Napier Railton car by John Cobb. 1938 piston aircraft. 1952 United States liner From New York to Le Havre, 1958 to jet fighter aircraft, 1958 Boeing 707 and DC-8 aircraft, 1961 spaceship Vostok 1 orbiting, and 1967 rocket plane, 1970 fighter bomber Mirage the 4th, 1970 commercial aircraft Concorde, and 1970 Boeing 747. So this is the image of caramel caravan, and this is the chariot, and this is the first English mail coach. So mao ni siya ang tong giingon nga stage coach, nga a large horse-drawn carriage used historical to transport passengers na siya. And this is first steam locomotive, and this is improved steam locomotive, like it's improving jud. And this is the land speed record, mo ni siya ang Bluebird. So this is kuan ang owner, I mean the inventor sa ingani nga sakyanan. And this is also the land speed record na Pierre Elton car, and siya pod ang nag-invent ani. And this is piston aircraft, 1938. And United States liner, ano siya. Pero just ang destination is New York to Le Havre. Jet fighter aircraft, Boeing 707 and DC. This is the spaceship Vostok 1 orbiting. This is the rocket plane. This is the fighter bomber. Commercial aircraft Concorde, and Boeing 747 in 1970. So the development in transportation has made the world a smaller place. Yes, like for example, if we're going to by the help of this kanang transportation, mas mugamay na dyan nato ang mga lugar. Like for example is mag-travel to Philippines to United States, like dali na biya kaayo nato. Although nga ang world is dako jud kaayo, pero with the help of transportation mas mapagamay nato ang mga lugar through using riding the transportation. It is now possible to take 1 or to 2 weeks of vacation in distant places like Europe, the United States, the Caribbean, Mexico, and South America. Now travelers can go to any places in the world due to fast and efficient means of transportation. Yes. So selection of transportation mode. There are many reasons why people select one transportation mode over another for their business and pleasure trips. So the most common reason excuse me. The most common reasons are cost, traveling time, safety, convenience, comfort, availability, frequency of trips, ground services, terminal facilities and locations, status and prestige, and departure and arrival times. People belonging to different travel segments have different value perceptions. For example, the time spent in traveling as well as departure and arrival times are very important to the business traveler, while the cost of the trip is the traveler's primary consideration. So si Jagdish Sheth developed a theory identifying transportation variables and the value of travelers. He found out that travelers choose a travel mode based on how they psychologically weigh the 5 factors, namely functional, aesthetic, emotional, social, organizational, situational, and curiosity. So the function utility mode of a mode, it is expected performance for a specific purpose. So example are departure and arrival times, safety record, the directness of the trip, the number of stops or transfers. Motos dyan example. While ang aesthetic and emotional is related to such aspects such as fear, social concerns, styles, luxury, comfort, and other personal feelings that form of transportation might evoke. So in next, social or organizational. So it shows that the frequent users of certain kinds of transportation are stereotyped according to sex, racial origin, income, price or cost, and education. For example, those who take bus trips are usually perceived to be female, either young or old, while those who take bus tours and cruises are generally retired people. Situationally refers to how conveniently located a particular mode of transportation and its terminal facilities are for the traveler. Curiosity, utility refers to the traveler's perceived need to do something new and different. Flying transatlantic unconquered may have a high curiosity value for many business travelers. So let's move to travel by train. So trains stimulate travel within the United States, Canada, and Europe in 19th and early 20th century. Britain had its first organized train tour in 1841 when Thomas Cook organized an excursion between Leicester and Loughborough. In, in 1851, 3 million Englishmen boarded the train to see the Great Exhibition in London. The train was instrumental in stimulating the development of many seaside resorts in Britain. The first transcontinental route in the United States was complete in 1869. In 1863, long-distance rail travel boosted when George M. Pullman built the Pullman coach, a luxury first-class sleeping and dining facility. So in 1968, the diner car was introduced on Chicago and Alton. 10 years later, an elaborated meal could be obtained in all trains. So several attempts have been made to determine why travelers select the train as transportation mode. Four evident factors are cost or price, comfort, safety, and ability to see the area where a train is passing. Via Rail's onboard surveys of business travelers have identified user cost, convenience, travel time, and comfort as of primary importance. A survey of Mantra passengers showed that travelers favor the train for the following reasons. The first one is safety. So it is very important man jud nga atong hibaon if safety ba na sakyan ng train na o dili. Like ang ijabang mga technology ana or mga instructor is good nga dili karaan or kanang like sinauna pa like mga sauna pa na nga tawag na mga like mga metals nga gigamit ana og dili pa karaan or karaan ba. So the second is ability to look out the train and see the interesting things in route. So one of the reason po nga nung masakay sila sa train kay gusto po nila makita ang mga scenery nga ilang malabyan when they are riding the train. And the third one is the ability to get up and walk around. So ang kanindot po sa train is pwede ta makalakaw and we can move our body, like pwede ta maka makabarog sad mong lakaw kay nakay adtuon or something nga palita sa ilang bar. And the fourth one is arriving the destination rested and relaxed. So in this ang ila pong kanang sa destination asa sila mo arrive, asa sila mo adto nga na like og maka-relax sila. And the fifth one is the personal comfort. Mo na siya uh, like for example is kanang nakay personal spaces sad like if musakay tag train, di ba lahi man tag mga seats, and then nga na we're freely nga comfortable po ta sa itong gilingkuran and also sa atong gisakyan nga na. And the negative factors of rail travelers are slowness in reaching the destination, inflexible departure times, and lack of quality in food services. Promotion by Amtrak and Via Rail have emphasized the rest and relaxation benefits of taking the train. They have also pointed out that the downtown routing of trains saves the time of the passengers. So, ang ija pong factors when we say negative, hinay jud kaayo pud siya ijang dagan. I mean, it's not that hinay pud noon. Na mura nga na nga hinay in reaching sa destination, pero goods ra pud noon siya kay ka-feel ta sa atong mga like for example sa atong mga mga comfort nga naman siya tao nga ganahan ra pa sila mga sakay train kay daw sa katong mga advantage nga atong gisulti kanina. So let's move to travel by ship. So travel by ship preceded travel by train, but it was not until the middle of 19th century the travel by ocean liners began to prominent. Ocean liners were used to provide an important link to passengers among continents. So, so in 19th century, mga ship is being prominent na said. At present, water transport has two major roles in travel and tourism: ferrying and cruising. So the steamship era began in 1840 when Sir Samuel Cunard pioneered the first transatlantic scheduled liner tips. So traveling by ship encompasses a variety of experience from leisurely cruises to ferry rides, each offering unique advantages. Considerations here an overview the key aspect of traveling by ship. So the advantage of traveling by ship. The first one is relaxation and comfort. So one of the primary benefits of traveling by ship is makarelax ta sa atong atmosphere that it provides. Like the passengers can maka-enjoy just sa spacious accommodations, maka-move freely around the vessel and partake in various onboard activities without the stress associated with air travel. Many ships offered amenities such as pools, spas, and entertainment options that enhance the overall experiences. So the second one is the scenic views. So traveling by ship allows for breathtaking views of the ocean and coastal landscapes, especially sa mga tao nga hilig jud kaayo og mga ocean views nga hingana. So the best jud po nila is mo take na lang sila travel by the ship. This experience can be particularly rewarding during sunset or sunrise, offering passengers picturesque moments that are often not available through other modes of transportation. So in this mode of transportation kay diri ra pud ta maka-picture ta sa atong mga sunset o sunrise, like ay maka-picture man sad noon ta sa air Pero mas init pa biya makita jud kayo natutanan ang pag-bloom sa sunset niya na or sunrise. So the third one is the inconvenience of multiple destination. So cruises allows travelers to visit multiple locations without the hassle of unpacking and repacking at each stop. So this means that the passengers can maka-explore pata various ports while enjoying the comfort of the ship as a floating hotel. So additionally, some cruise interrays include destinations that are difficult to reach by other means. So the last one is the more luggage flexibility. So by traveling by ship generally allows for more luggage compared to inland, which often impose strict weight limits. Passengers can bring more personal items without worrying about the excess baggage fee. So, ang kaning kuan the ag-ari pud ta sa airplane is di ba if moadto ta sa port ato sa ilang port is sitahon biya ta if about sa atong luggage then nabi na sila yung mga bayad nga dagko magdepende po na sa ka bugaton o kadaghanon sa atong luggage nga dili kidala. Unlike diri sa cruise ship or sa mga ships is we are free to bring anything and more nga atong gusto. So moto. So we're going to talk about naman sa disadvantage of traveling by ship. So the first one is the itinerary limitation. So what do you mean by this? It is offered pre-planned itineraries. This can be also a drawback as passengers have limited control over the schedule. The time spent in each port can be short, leaving little opportunities for in-depth exploration. So if for example kanang musakay tag cruise ship, yes mukaan man tag laing places, di ba? Kanang matutag laing places kay mag-stop over. Pero naara jud na jay limit nga time which is mga pilara ka hours then mo-move na pud ta balik sa atong kuan sa atong ship kay mo departure na pud ta ngana. So the second one is the potential for sickness. So travelers who are prone to motion sickness like vomiting kanang musuka-suka ta or gitawag nilang dagaton kana may find ship travel uncomfortable. Although larger vessels tend to minimize motion, some individuals still experiences sickness which can distract from the enjoyment of the trip. So the third one is the cost considerations. Cruising can be expensive, so especially when factoring an additionally cost for excursions, especially dining and onboard activities that might be included in the initial fare. Budget-conscious travelers should carefully review what is covered in the cruise package. So, traveling by ship offers a blend of relaxation, adventure, and convenience that is appealing to many travelers. While there are some drawbacks, such as in itinerary constraints and potential sickness, an overall experience can be enriching and enjoyable. Whether option for luxurious cruise or a simply fair ride, ship travel provides unique opportunities to explore new destinations while enjoying the journey itself. So let's move to the travel by automobile. Excuse me. So the real inventor of the automobile was Carl Benz of Mannheim, Germany. In 1885 to 1886, he combined the bicycle and the international combustion engine and designed the complete vehicle engine consisting of the engine, chassis, and transmission. Then came Henry Ford, who in 1905 produced the Model T car built with an assembly technique for mass production. The price of the Model T car decreased from $825 in to $260 in 1975. So the automobile industry grew rapidly. However, it was only after World War I that popularity of the automobile increased significantly. So the introduction of automobile brought about the decline of trains' popularity in most developed countries. Yes, pag-develop aning automobile ni murag niles ang popularity sa train. So the advent of the automobile spread the benefits of tourism more widely and enabled people to travel individually or in private smaller groups. So the automobile brought a more random pattern of travel movements, opened up new destinations and hastened the development of elaborate networks of automobile-oriented facilities and service along highways and roads. Example of new facilities type that have developed in the United States and Canada after World War II were the tourist court and the motor hotel motel. So people travel by automobile for a variety of reasons, primarily due to the convenience and flexibility and comfort that cars provide. So the first one is the convenience and flexibility. So traveling by cars offers significantly convenience. An individual can set their own schedules without relying on public transport's timetables, which can be unpredictable. This flexibility allows travelers to make spontaneous stops, adjust their plans on to go, and choose routes that suit their preferences. So, in this advantage nga, we know nga if ang car is di ba kay kita man dyan makakontrol ana and we pwede man ta maka-adjust for example if natay atoon then pwede ta mo stop kay murag nindot kaon nga na ja mato na pud ta kay para mag picture like nga na sa mga nature sa atong malabyan nga na. So it is very convenience and flexibility if we are having a car travel. So the second one is the comfort. So cars provide a personal spaces that enhance the travel experiences. So passengers can enjoy the preferred music, control the temperature, and have privacy during their journey. This level, this level comfort is often not achievable with public transportation. So mas komportable po kaayo ta if we're riding sa atong cars kay natay personal spaces. We can also do whatever we want, like for example makapaminaw tag radio sa or mag music ta diri sa atong kuan AV nga TV mode sa atong kuan like naman to screen sa mga cars. Yeah, pwede sa ta makapa-aircon and also we have privacy during sa atong journey. So mo na makakuan jud comfort sa atoa and carrying the capacity. So automobiles allow travelers to carry more luggage and personal items without the hassle of managing bags in crowded public transport seating. This is particularly advantageous for families or those on long trips who need to bring along various belongings. So nindot pa biya kaayo pod no nga natay cars then pwede ta magdala mga unsa atong pwedeng dalhon kay naaman tay um, back seat or sa atong kuan luggage nga kuan excuse me sa atong luggage nga luggage. So the health and safety. So traveling by car can also be seen as safer option, especially in light of health concerns such as those raised during sa atong kuan pag um, during sa atong pag COVID-19 pandemic. We have to maintain our health and safety nga dili ta maapektuhan, di ba? So having a private vehicle minimizes exposure to potential health risks associated with crowded public transportation. And the cost effectiveness. So cost effectiveness is mas minimize nato ang atong mga cost. Like for example, sakay tag mga trains, mga airplane, ship. So, like, magasto pa kahit unlike sa magamit ta sa atong kotse is gasoline ra atong kuan kailangan para makuan ta, makaato ta sa atong destination nga pwede natong adtuan. Nga na. So, traveling by automobile has several disadvantages. Can affect overall experiences. Here are some key drawbacks. So, fatigue and physical discomfort. So, long drives can be tiring, leading to driver fatigue, which poses safety risks. Like for example, is kanang may travel ta along here to Mindanao, and di ba it's a very tiring man sad. Like for example, labi na ka ng ikaradyo sa drive wala kay kapuli-puli, so kapoy jud kaayo. Then ang atong mataan na is kanang dapat jud active, so it is very risky pud nga may drive ta nga kuan sa like wala tay ka kumar ba kanang ka change o kuan ba kanang kinsa na pay mo drive nga na. So continuous focus is required especially in unfamiliar areas, making it mentally exhausting. And additionally nga cramped condition in vehicle can contribute to discomfort, particularly for long journeys. Like so the second one is the environmental impact. So cars are significant usa po ni siya nga maka-contribute sa air pollution and greenhouse gas emissions. They account for a substantial portion of urban air population and contribute to climate change, raising concerns for environmentally conscious travelers. So the third one is traffic and delays. Traveling by car often involves dealing with traffic congestion. So it is very known man jud nato nga traffic man jud na kay daghan na kay tag mga kotse, mga motor. So especially during peak hours in urban areas, this can lead to delays, frustration, wasting valuable travel time. So the third one is maintenance and hidden costs. So car ownership comes with ongoing expenses such as maintenance, insurance, fuel, and depreciations. Di man dyan ang mahimo nato nga di ta mo gasto about sa atong maintenance sa motor, mga insurance, sa ilang mga fuel rather. So the next one is breakdowns and accidents. So the risk of mechanical failures or accident it is significant concern when traveling by car. Breakdowns can disrupt travel plans and may require costly repairs or road assistance. Moreover, road accidents pose a safety risk not only to driver but also to another road users. It's like mga kuan ani kana magubaan tag makina like ma-overheat. Then whether this dependency driving conditions can be adversely affected by bad weather such as rain, snow, or storms. Unlike other modes of transportation that can navigate around weather issues, cars are often at mercy of the elements, which can lead to delays or dangerous driving conditions. So, known po kayo ni siya sa disadvantage nato, though sa ato adiri is duha ra man sad noon atong season which is rainy o kuan tag-init. So if mag-ulan-ulan jud bitaw kayo then di kayo ta makaklaro sa kuan sa atong dan tungod sa kusog kayong awan dili jud ta makalahutay pod og travel sa atong gustong adtuan nga destination. Labi na magmotor ta nga na di ba jud ta muadto jud ta sa atong kuan nakailis na kagtarong niya. Nakailis na kagtarong niya. Ang nagkalit pa jud uwan nga na makakuan jud ni sa disadvantage po ni nato. So the seventh one is the last one is the parking challenges. So finding parking in crowded areas can be hassle after a long journey. So true. So this is particularly problematic in urban setting where parking spaces are limited and often costly. So here in province, as what I observe, daghan pud nun tag mga kandiri kanang pwede maparkingan, though nakasuway na pugo adto sa Cebu nga it's very hassle jud kaayo dito kay limited jud kaayo pakita kag pwede makaparkingan. So the overall combination of these factors makes automobile travel an appealing choice for many individuals seeking efficient and enjoyable ways to reach their destinations. So travel by bus. So in this topic, si Mr. Aguinaldo na mo continue og report. Thank you and mabuhay.